Hi guys, welcome back to the Hill Project. Link tried to steal the intro, but didn't quite get there. He wasn't kicking quite just yet. Yeah, cheeky git. But I'm here to talk about the worst take in wrestling history. Apparently, is
Yeah, we're
ours.
awful.
We are
Awful.
Yeah,
awful at ranking people.
What we do.
people have seen loads, but this is by far the worst.
What was that?
My alarms told me to wake up and get in Discord.
Oh, you're awake, so well done. Good job. Today we are on LMNO. We are recording this just before
Peas.
Monday Night Raw this week. Peas next week's.
Yeah.
I'm overcoming a bug. This isn't for me shouting, but I have had to talk whilst being ill, so I sound hoarse as hell. Link's got a headache. Pete's just old. So put up with it, all right? Put up with it.
Dan's just bitter because of last night.
Last night was great. We all enjoyed it. What's
Why
it
would
got to
I
be
be
bitter
bitter?
about?
He was trying to represent his tribal acknowledge his tribal chief all night.
I still acknowledge my tribal chief.
Still my tribal chief.
Still my tribal chief. Right, screen capture change. Ready? Boom! Oh, I did it, and I don't even need to edit that bit. So, somebody that formed this weekend that did all right.
It did really well.
Night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Expected.
Where's
You know
your-
what? Before this, I said inconsistent. But I'm saying
I'd
mid-card.
say mid card, decent
Yeah.
level mid card as well.
Yeah.
Let's pop him up. Let's pop him above the old boys, behind
Yeah.
Ludwig.
The legends. Yeah.
Behind Ludwig.
Just below the legends. Just below the legends.
Oh, all right. Well, the problem is a lot of the legends we don't know. We weren't about to watch them, so they're just there.
To be fair, with Finley is quite good, I think. He's about as relevant as Finley
All right.
back in the day.
That's actually a very good call.
That'll appease you, Pete. There you are. Lance Cade. He was a big boy.
He wasn't done very little for me.
I mean, he was tag champ with what's his name? Cade and come on, boys, help me out here.
Murdoch.
Cade Murdoch.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
one. Yeah. Murdoch, who eventually went on to become NWA champion. Cade unfortunately passed away. So I think move on is probably the wrong one.
Wow.
I don't know.
Ben would be
probably-
completely correct. Nah, just because he's died, mate, it doesn't mean he can't be a move on.
And you say he's a tag team champion. I could probably go for a list of tag team champions. You'd be like, yeah, move on.
Yeah.
No, but he was good as a tag champ. To be fair, him and Murdoch had their place as a heel team. But
I'll put him above Alex Riley then.
I was about to say, would you put him better than, say, Chris Masters? Because Chris Masters was
Move
okay, and he's in that move on.
No, that's fair. I'm still not sure that I'd use Chris Masters as a measuring stick for move on because I don't know how he got there. I think I was asleep.
All right. Is he much different than Chuck Palumbo? Realistically,
No.
he's
No.
not. It's not. Is he?
No.
So
Charlie
therefore-
Haas, perfect example as well. He's in
yeah.
move on.
Lance Storm.
Yeah.
Um,
He was a strong mid card.
yeah, he was a mid carder. He did
I
put
don't
a
mind
lot
it.
of people over.
But I'm gonna
He
pop him
he
next
was
to
a
Chavo.
fantastic wrestler who was boring to listen to.
Yeah. One
Like
of the
his,
worst gimmicks, but a fantastic wrestler.
His promos were terrible, but his wrestling was amazing.
Yeah.
I think that's very.
And if I
fair
can be
assumption.
serious for a moment, I think that he should stay there.
Yeah. Somebody that's not going to go there, I think it's going to be higher.
All the way to the top, mate.
Yeah.
He's one of the best
Not
commentators.
that far. Blimey.
If-
We're out of order there, really. So we'll.
I tell you what, if you're going to stick him somewhere, stick him with Gorilla Monsoon and JBL because they
Oh.
are. There's a bit of a commentary theme going on
Yeah.
there, isn't there?
You
I
can
know
have his
JBL
buddies.
obviously was also a wrestler, but I know, and so was JR. So was Jerry Lawler. I know what I was trying to say.
Lex Luger.
He was I don't think he's good enough to be a superstar.
I
To be
don't think
a
he-
legend.
No,
Okay.
he's a low superstar for me.
Yeah, I think
he was
a
big
superstar.
in WCW, come across, never really hit the hype. But yeah,
Yeah,
I'd
he was-
say
He was the first person to appear on Raw and Nitro at the same time, on the same night.
Yeah. And he
Wait,
was the
was he?
first.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was. And he was, no, was that Rude or him? I think it was him.
It was him.
It wasn't
Because he
Bobby
appeared.
Roode.
He appeared. He was the first person to appear on Nitro. Was like a surprise, wasn't he? I think that's more the.
I know he was the first person to slam Yoko, which
Yeah.
was a big feat at the time. It was a massive thing. Brett, Hogan, no one could do it, and Lex Luger did
Yeah.
it.
He had a bus.
We
He
did have a
have big
bus.
bus,
That's
which
that's
is
something
now
I know about him. He had a bus.
must have worked. Cody's now got a bus.
And he had a guy that could get him gear. Logan Paul.
I would
Ring gear.
Wrestling gear. Yeah.
Yeah,
Move on? No, he's not. He's not move on.
He's definitely not moving on. He's not
No.
inconsistent. Even
he's one of these he's a high mid card. I wouldn't say superstar yet.
There.
Not yet. But he's a high mid card.
Braun Breaker is a good measuring stick where Logan would be.
Yeah,
like, yes,
that's
no, I
fair.
agree with that.
Yeah.
And Damien Priest right now, and Drew McIntyre right now, and Chad Gable right
Our
now.
current world champion, the guy who took it from. Awkward.
And Bobby Lashley, the guy that beat 3 of the 4 people in the weekend's main events. He's put out a thing about that, by the
I
way.
tell you what, I agree with that guy in the comments.
We butchered it. It started off well. We're gonna have to.
We are going to be
big old
moving people around. Jeff
reshuffle.
Jarrett's above Drew and Damien Priest.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the old ones are on you guys. I don't even care.
I don't know who they are. A lot of them. This is the one that I still think he should go higher than the rest just because of the one move.
Yeah, I've never watched a single match of his.
No, but
Not one.
We'll put him above.
he's definitely the Lufez press. I love it.
There you go. He can be below Dolph, but not quite Lex. But
I don't know
below
who
Dolph.
Lufez is.
I honestly,
No,
I think that's
Luthez.
too high. I'll be honest. I have no idea what he's done. No idea any titles that he won. I know of one move that's named after him. That's
All
it.
right, fine then. He can go ahead of Earthquake.
I don't know him.
I know him. I don't know him.
The thing is, if I had created this list, they wouldn't be on there because it's unfair. I don't know who they are.
Yeah, they don't deserve to be put lower because we don't know who they are.
Yeah.
But equally so,
We can't put them higher.
What else can we do? Just ignore them.
Exactly.
Fair enough. What we got next? Luke Harper.
Luke Harper.
Luke's got to go with the rest of the wires, hasn't he?
Where did they end up?
Up.
Only Bray ended up.
That's only Bray there.
Legend.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
only
we're not
Bray.
Yeah,
really-
no. We were talking about this the other day.
Bray's
Realistically, we
Bray's
love
in the
we
league
love
of his own
Luke.
up
We
there.
love Brody.
Yeah. But I'd be honest, if it wasn't for Bray's creative mind, I don't know if I would have stuck him in Superstar. His imagination was something else, and that peaks him above to the top legend here for me.
Top legend.
Like
What?
that. The,
Oh,
like, legend
Bray's.
here, yeah. Bray puts it up there because of his creative mind.
Yeah, okay, but Luke could definitely be a superstar. Like his matches were fantastic. Like,
But are we saying Luke's above the likes of Chad Gable, Drew McIntyre?
It's points of career as well. I think we've looked up there with them.
Yeah.
They've still got more to come, which will push them further up the
We
list
have
of
said they
their
are gonna
entire
be up
body
there.
of work.
Like Luke's used to cheat the cheat code, I suppose.
Whereas it's unfair to say that
Yeah.
Luke's got, and he did have potential to go to the Legends tier, in my opinion. It's just,
Yeah.
Do you think he would have gone as far high as AEW World Champion?
oh yeah,
100% he
reckon?
was going to. I think that was the plan,
yeah.
the long-term plan for him.
Go on.
I think they would try to make him-
pop in superstar.
I think they was going to try and make him at one point the face of AEW.
I think like the whole Exalted one and everything.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh,
Ugh.
Madcap Moss. This is someone I really thought had a
Riddick
lot of
Moss.
potential at one point.
Yeah.
At one point, I
Is
thought he
it
was.
though?
I mean, I was there when he came to the main roster just after the Rumble on Raw.
But is he realistically
Texas.
inconsistent though?
No, I think he's pretty consistently mid.
Yeah, he
I
was
don't
a
think
low.
he's mid card though.
He
No,
would have
I
been
don't mean
very
mid card.
low.
I just mean like mid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
He is a move on, I think. He's someone I'd be like, yeah.
Oh, you are saying he's move on. Okay,
Yeah.
you're making it sound like that he was trying to say that he could.
Oh, no.
He
I
was up
was
there with
trying
the
to think of
others.
somewhere fair compared to the rest where he could go and move on seems fair.
Mark Henry.
Personally, I'm not a massive fan, but he is
A
a
superstar.
massive name.
I mean, that
I
seems
would
like
put
a good
him-
guy to put him next to.
It'd be lower than that. It'd be lower than that. It'd be below Booker T.
Where's Booker?
Booker.
Yeah, I think that's best.
Booker.
I was about to say FTR around that way.
Booker T's a 5-time world champion. Mark Henry is a guy that wore a pink jacket.
It's world champion.
He was
Yeah,
good though.
So, he's not world
was
champion.
good.
What's the respect on his name?
I
To be
think
fair,
he's,
it was the only good run he had, wasn't it? Let's be honest, in a 20-year career that he had.
You didn't like sexual chocolate. You
It
didn't.
was a joke.
You didn't.
It wasn't-
You
It wasn't
didn't.
good.
You didn't like the hand.
do you know what? Personally, I've heard stories. And he's not a nice person, but for what he done in ring, it wasn't bad.
There you are. You can mean to my dad because he's a bit of a butt.
Oh God.
Marty Jannetty. I think.
Such a shame because he was a good wrestler, but he's move on.
I just don't want to talk about him.
Yeah.
Mason Ryan.
That's another one. To
Move
be
on.
fair,
Yeah. I mean, he did move on. He now works for Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah, that's a really weird career
I didn't
change,
know
by the way.
that.
Matt
Hardy's a superstar for me. No, actually, we've spoke about this. He's up with Jeff.
Yeah,
I was going to
Except
say,
the tag teams.
you put them
Edge,
together.
Christian,
Yeah,
and the
no.
Buddies,
Yeah.
like, they all
They're
need to sit
legends.
together.
They're legends.
They are
Below
those
Jeff,
three.
though. Below Jeff.
Oh, my goodness.
I know it's a tiny thing, but it's right, and you know it is.
Matt Striker.
I liked Matt Striker.
Did
He
you
really
like him
liked
enough
Matt Striker.
to be?
I liked him on commentary. I liked him in the ring. You know, he led the ECW rebellion. Where's the Pope? D'Angelo De Niro.
Hope. Well, Elijah Burke.
Yeah, he's in mid card.
Yeah.
Low
I'd
mid
stick him
card.
with him. I'd stick him with him.
Fine.
They
There
have
you
very
go.
similar careers.
I mean, that's probably fair. Mick Foley, bullshit.
Right up
Right to legend. How high in
Oh, yeah,
legends?
I'd stick him up by Eddie Way. I really would. Mick Foley's great.
I think so.
I don't disagree with that.
His stories are amazing. Wow, the stories about him are even funnier than the ones that he has.
He's a really good. He's a really good person. He's really good.
Mike Knox, move on.
Move on for Mike Knox for me.
The Miz.
I think that's a bit unfair. Mike Knox wasn't bad.
Was Mike Knox good
Is he-
though? He wasn't bad, but was he good?
He did some interesting things. He did the carnival when he went over to TNA. He brought in Crazy Steve, who got a mention on.
I
Mania
do
for
like
us.
Crazy Steve.
More times
Crazy
than probably
Steve was a
should
good character.
What did he do? He did a few bits in WWE. Nothing particularly.
I don't know if I'd
amazing,
put him up
but-
as even mid card. To be fair, I'll be honest. Maybe if you want inconsistent, but I wouldn't.
Nah,
even
all right, yeah. The more I've argued it, the more I'm like, yeah, okay.
You were actually struggling to think of things that made it worthwhile that you could put him as inconsistent at least.
Yeah, but I just didn't want to just dismiss him without any sort of conversation. Miz has got to be a legend at this point.
I'm thinking. Do you know what? The more and more I've been thinking about them is recently.
He's close,
like-
but I would put him Punk level. I mean, Punk possibly should be in legend in all honesty, but
I really think the Miz is one of the names that's going to be mentioned soon because I don't think he's been around many more years. That Hall of Fame status already. Miz,
I think so as well.
yeah, I'm happy for the Miz to go around there, but he's going to be going up Hall of Fame status. I'm just thinking that this
he's our
weekend.
current tag team champion.
Yeah,
He is a current Raw tag title champion with R-Truth for the
it's
first
mad to
time.
think how many years he's been in the company already.
Are we happy with him there, or do you want to?
I'm happy there, but he's going to be going up to legend very soon.
No.
Well, all right, fine. There you go. He's broke
That's right.
He's broken this category. Mojo Rawley. I'd put him in inconsistent. I think he had spells
He did have good
where he looked like
spells.
he had a breakout chance of doing something, and then it never came to fruition.
That
Yeah,
was the
I
same with
think.
Madcap Moss. I found him very much similar.
I think
Sometimes I was
he's
like, he's good, but
it
then
wasn't Madcap his mate. Wasn't that
Yeah, they
wasn't that
it
were
him?
was,
friends.
yeah.
I think but Mojo was the better one. So if you put Mojo here and Madcap in
Mojo
anything
had
there,
more charisma.
He did. He did.
yeah, I think that's probably a fair way of doing that.
Yeah.
Montez Ford.
Montez Ford,
Super,
he's
He's got to be
I
superstar.
the thing is, I'm
He's got to
looking
be
at that
superstar.
top mid card, and that's what's
We've
throwing
really
me.
messed it up with some of this.
I'm looking at that high mid card, going, there's a big group there that, mm,
Yeah, they were all early ones. That
yeah.
I don't even remember doing it. I'm fairly sure I was asleep.
You just kept on making the same jokes every time we used to get a joke when you were just going, legend. It's like, no, doesn't help. Not helpful.
I'm definitely high mid card, low superstar. I'll leave that one with you though.
I think
Around there.
we must have all just been in a really bad mood when we
It
started this.
was. I think it must have been.
Just like no, everybody sucks.
Well, this is
I
it.
hate
We
everyone.
our
I
our
think
scaling systems just
the
we
thing is, I
misjudged
don't
a
even.
bit, and it makes it
I don't
harder. We
even
made
know
it
if
harder. But
the
that's the point.
actual.
That's the point of the tier list. It's
I,
they are going to be harder. We are going to have an episode where we move around.
I think it was a bit tough on us because we had right. They're not legends. Like the Chad Gable's not a legend, but then there's that category in between of okay, he's
He's not
better
world
than Chad
champion.
Gable, but he's not quite legend status. You've got that fine bit in
I'm gonna
between.
be honest. Do you know what this tier list needed?
What's that?
Go on.
More tiers.
It did
Cry
that
for
category
me.
in between superstar, but we're there now. We're there now. We've done a lot. I wouldn't put him high. I wouldn't put him as high as an Uso yet.
Where do we even put the Usos?
Superstar.
They should be higher than that. I'm gonna be honest. The Usos are probably on the legend section themselves as a tag team at this point.
It does need like a future Hall of Famer section.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
we can do that in a final episode to sort of
Yeah.
readjust ourselves and save our asses.
Yeah, make
think-
a future Hall of Famer in between superstar and legend.
All wrestlers are amazing. There you go. They all win, with the exception of them three.
Kennedy!
Someone that was so over at one point. He was.
He's captain, Mr. Consistent, isn't he?
Inconsistent.
He is.
He's
Very,
captain,
very good
captain
shout.
of this team.
Yeah.
The guy was
Just
as
like he
over
was
as LA
captain
Knight at
of,
one point.
I was serious team that ended up getting fired.
Mr. Perfect! I don't think he shouted that. Just shouts perfect!
Do you know, if he is going to go in, I think he was great. If he is going to go in mid card with the old legends, I would say he's got to be the very top. If not,
Holly Race is a good shout for him.
yeah,
I thought Superstar was fine.
I'm happy
Yeah.
with like lower superstar. The guy was great. He was definitely ahead of his time.
He was definitely very much ahead of his time with
Yeah.
the vignettes, especially like the stuff with the the trick shots and being
Yeah.
able to do things and all the rest of it. I mean, there's
And he
YouTube
was a
channels
fan-
out there now that are dedicated to doing those and have got
Yeah.
millions and millions of subscribers just from that sort of thing. So,
And the
Yeah.
thing was, he was a fantastic technical wrestler as well.
and it wouldn't surprise me if a lot of those were actually inspired by Mr. Perfect vignettes from back in the day. So yeah, I mean things like Dude Perfect and stuff like that, with their massive names within the YouTube communities and things. Yeah,
He would have definitely been a social media star if he was around.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair. He would have been. Yeah, I think he'd have done even more, actually, to be fair, if he'd been around nowadays. Murphy.
winning at life.
Someone who
He's winning at
always
live,
done
100%. Yeah, I agree with that.
someone who'd always done okay, and I think he's got even better since
He's
he's
always
gone.
been good. He's always been good. Always been very, very good.
But so
Would I say superstar or top mid
Top mid card. I'd say just below Ivar.
Yeah,
fair enough. Fair enough. What about Mustafa Ali?
For me personally, I'd say move on, but
I think he's in that inconsistent brand. Sometimes there was spells, but mind you, saying that a lot of those move on. They all had some point of they had some spells.
I didn't have all of them.
To be fair, I'd say it's fair.
What, where he was?
Either towards the top and move on, or low, very, very low, inconsistent.
There'll be a lot of people that, like, we
Mustafa
will get a
Ali
lot of
was
hate for putting him in. Move on. I'm just going to
Yeah.
throw that out there right now.
right. I know because I was going to put him in inconsistent, but my issue for Mustafa Ali was, did he actually have that? Was that special that they wanted to give him the Kofi push? That Kofi got lucky that Mustafa Ali got
I've
injured or
never worked
whatever it
that
was.
out.
It was a
I've
weird
never
one.
worked
Why
it.
was it Mustafa Ali that was the one that got pushed? I didn't.
I've never worked that out.
I'd never seen it, but hey ho. MVP.
I know you don't like him. I think
If-
MVP's done. He was good in the ring early on.
Yeah,
He had some great rivalries with like Matt Hardy and people like
he
that
did.
in the solo division on SmackDown. He went away for a while, came back, did some great stuff as a manager. Like really, really good as a manager. Like Bobby Lashley wouldn't have been world champion without MVP, I don't think.
I don't dislike MVP, by the way. I said that he shouldn't have come back as a wrestler because he was absolutely ruined when I saw him on my local scene.
Yeah.
And to be fair, it's been proved pretty right.
Do you know what?
He's still
I think
physically buggered.
you've put him somewhere that's kind of good. 'Cause
It was intentional. It was intentional.
with that new little bracket that possibly could be going in, he fits perfect with the Chad Gables, the Montez Ford, around that area.
I think the lower half of this can combine with the top half of this to
Yeah,
create their
this
own.
is- yeah.
almost.
Do you know what? On charisma alone, though, MVP is a future Hall of Famer.
He is going to be a Hall of
The
Famer.
stuff he's done, he's definitely a future Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Would you put him higher than where he is now?
I think that's a good spot.
Okay, fair enough.
I just wanted to say, like,
Yeah,
he
no,
is
Yeah, just to sort of point
as
that
good
out.
as he is.
Mhm.
Oh, it's the bat. I can't say that.
Yeah, the guy from Newcastle.
The guy whose parents weren't married. That's the one.
Neville should be at minimum superstar. Should be,
Had
but
the potential to be, definitely.
He's inconsistent, mate.
He is.
He's the definition.
There's
Him and Mr. Kennedy are like the top two.
I
Mr.
would say
Inconsistence.
Kennedy and Neville have something very similar that clearly isn't right there. Like he hasn't got the right. Neither of them seem to have the right mentality to be the guy. There's something
they've
not
got the
right. I don't know
potential,
what
but
it is.
yeah.
I don't know if they think they're bigger than their station. I don't know if they come across wrong and maybe people mistreat them. I don't know what it is, but something's not right for the fact that Neville wasn't pushed to the top.
They could have
Anyway,
been pushed to the moon, but yeah.
Omos, our favorite giant ninja.
Do you know what?
We wanted. We said he'd be a world. We said he'd be brilliant. We said he'd be. Based on the way we hyped him up, he should have been about here by now.
Yeah.
And no.
He's not. And I'm like, I'm gonna look at this going, am I gonna really put him above him? He's another one that I think is really inconsistent. Sometimes you look at him and go, do you know what? He could be really good and he's the perfect build and he's this and he's that. But I'm like, he's just not.
Do you know what? His charisma is amazing. Like genuinely, like I've watched him do. He did an interview recently with Shaw Ross Sapp.
What you said about that? He seems like a. It seems like a. Whoa.
And
Seems like a
he
cool
was
dude.
He was talking about receipts, and he'd actually because he subscribes to Shaw Ross Sapp and goes through all of his articles and all the rest of it. And he was like, "Oh,
Always the
yeah,
inside scoop.
I know that you said that I had the worst match in WrestleMania history, blah blah." And he was like,
Ooh.
Shaw Ross Sapp was like, "Ooh, no, I didn't. No, I didn't." He's like, "Yeah, you did. Watch. I'll show you. I'll show you."
Oh,
shows him.
you've
like,
got the screenshots. I see.
I think
crap.
that's okay because I can't stick him up. I couldn't have the heart to stick him above Grayson Waller and Jason Jordan.
He's a very. I don't say charming. I don't know if charming's the right word, but he's a very likable guy. Yeah.
The thing is, he's still relatively early on in his career, so hopefully he could.
Size, like
He could
huge.
prove us wrong and really
Or
go
prove
for
us
it.
right. When you think
Yeah,
about it.
because we did have that hope for him.
Like I said, we thought he might be legend. Are we happy with top of inconsistent?
At the minute, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless he
For the
turns
time
it
being.
round.
Yeah, I think.
Oh. Go on. Think what, like?
I think he needs a mouthpiece that's going to get his personal side across. I think rather than at the moment he's booked as this monster giant. I think it wouldn't hurt him to have a bit more of a personality and be more of a likable person as well.
Yeah.
But it's also very hard to like someone that's 90 feet tall and could probably squash you with a finger.
Well, because what you end up with the Playboy Punjabi, whatever he was.
You do, yeah.
And it's like, no. Or you can have a big boy like Otis who does the caterpillar, because it's not the worm, it's the caterpillar. Although I always thought caterpillars, I mean, is it thicker than a worm? But it's not as long as a worm. I don't know.
He's mid. He's very.
He's a good mid-carder.
He's decent mid-card level. Yeah.
Hi there. Why Dijak?
Yeah. I mean, Dijak after this weekend should be top.
He might get higher. He might get a higher. Owen Hart, final one.
Owen Hart was he's not, he can't go down as a legend. I don't even know. He's gonna be in that superstar bracket.
Let's not be
the
silly.
thing is, he was always a better wrestler, and I think better on the mic than his brother, but was never as big.
Well, I mean, that much was given.
He can't get taller. It's not.
No. He never.
It works.
I think if he was around longer, he would have had the title runs and bits and pieces. But for what happened, like for what he done, superstar's okay. He was brilliant on the mic, brilliant wrestler.
Yeah, well,
I'd also agree that he's better than Brett.
He is much better on the mic.
I never agreed that Brett should be that high up. I think that's when I switched off in the first episode. As Brett got smashed into Legends, and I was like, I'm done.
But I think because of his
so what you
career,
said is that you were a petulant child and sulked because you didn't.
Yeah, probably.
Because of his career, he had to be in that legend status.
Fair enough. As long as we know where we are with that link. But I've put him next to the guy that was overshadowed by his brother currently.
Can I move one, please? Can I move Jerry Lawler from JBL and Grill Soon to move into Jerry Lawler next to Goldberg?
What? Jerry Lawler is next to Goldberg.
Why is Jerry? Yeah, there's two Jerry Lawlers.
He's in between Gorilla Monsoon and JBL. Can we put Jerry Lawler there, please?
Why is there two Jerry Lawlers?
Wait, what?
Also, how is there two Jerry Lawlers and we didn't notice?
One was under L and one was under J, I think.
Also, I'm also going to point out.
What?
I'm glad we put them both in Legend, by the way.
Yeah.
We consistently put Jerry Lawler in the same place though, so that's pretty good.
Hey, we're doing a good. It might not be the best list ever, but we're consistent. There we go then.
Consistently mad.
Consistently awful according to the Instagram. And thank you very much. Please leave a like, share, subscribe, and we will catch you in the next one.
See ya.
Peace.